Hey guys, what's up? Gino Bonino once again. This is video number 2 of my collection that I just bought, my haul from Facebook Messenger, Facebook Marketplace, excuse me. Couple things. Number one is I'm going to be going to a convention this weekend in Raleigh, North Carolina. CGC is doing on-site grading. This will be the first time doing that. So if anybody's going to the con, please leave me a message down in the comments, and maybe we can say hey and see the sights and all that kind of stuff. So let me know. And also, I'll make a video on the process of having comics brought in. If I can actually, vlog it and show the process, I'll do that. I'm bringing comics before, during, and after, and all that kind of stuff. What I'm going to do is actually have them graded on site. So I'm going to be dropping them off on Saturday, and then I'm going to let them grade and pick them up on Sunday. Once again, this will be my first time doing that, so sort of a new experience. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if you've noticed, but I changed the background a little bit. This time we've got 2 new costumes. We got Loki, kind of strange looking Loki, and Captain America costume. Again, that's the cool thing about this, is you can change that out. So let's get right to it. Let me fix this just a bit, guys. Bear with me. I want to make this so you can see the books a little better. Okay. So. Sorry, guys. Excuse the mess. We're into the P's. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 15. Followed by 18, 75, and 76, 77. They kind of tease the Black Cat's death, but of course we know how that works in comic books. 171, and the Punisher 57, which is a cool cover. Frank Castle with his face all messed up and wrapped up in gauze, basically like a photograph cover. I remember them going through this stuff. And also Punisher War Journal number 28 and 31. Then we have some Silver Surfer books, number 48, number 50, and these used to be collectible as all get up. These this was the first, if I remember right, the first foil covers. And back in the day, these were the first books that I remember them going nuts, like immediately. I think these sold out quickly. So what happened is it was $1.50 cover price, and the next day, literally at comic conventions, they were selling for $5 and $10. And that's the first time I ever opened my eyes, like, whoa, person has to kind of get on the ball here as far as picking up their books. But now, of course, they're, lesson to be learned. They're just sort of a placeholder. So, but this was a heavy duty flip book. They still have the highfalutin or the high price on it from back in the day. Then Sleepwalker number 1, and we've got some nice spawns because they are newsstand edition, number 7 and number 8. And the Spectre number 1. And the thing about this, I remember it being a glow-in-the-dark cover. It's got all the glow-in-the-dark material here. Basically, you hold it up to a light, put it in the dark, and I think these guys turn into skeletons. They're no longer human beings, and Spectre is kind of lit up. And a nice book, which is Spidey number 1. This was their pairing with the Electric Company. And again, anytime you can get a Spider book, first issue, it's great. The problem with this book, it's got a little spine roll. Other than that, the book is in really good shape. So again, somebody that knows what they're doing with pressing can probably fix that, because it's didn't mess up the book. It just rolled it, unfortunately. Spider-Man issue 10 from the 90s series, 11 and number 13, which was sort of a takeoff of the first cover. 1 and 13, very similar, very easy to mistake for one another. Red spiders instead of black. Todd McFarlane always did his Spider-Man. There's always little hidden spiders in it and stuff like that. I don't know if you knew that. Now you do. And number 14, Morbius, memory serves me right. And then we got Spider-Man Classic number 1, number 2. And we jump to Starfire, which is a DC book, issue 1. Again, there are a lot of number 1 issues here. They're not always super collectible or, you know, real super valuable, but it's still nice to have them. And the Star Trek annual number 1, which is, again, the first thing with Leonard Nimoy and Captain Kirk and all that. Good book. Again, I really like the cover. Good book to have. Then we have Superman, number 3 annual, and number 24. And this is, of course, issue 75. Death of Superman. This is what it looks like when it's out of the black book, out of the black bag. I think this was the second printing, or this was the basic issue, the one that didn't come in the bag and all that, with all the stuff in it. And then this is issue 263. And issue number 285. Again, old Supermans. Good books to collect. Good placeholders and good stuff for me to fill runs. Like this cover a lot. This is issue 269, and basically shows a bunch of dead Supermen. Not hanging from the neck, of course, but hanging from like the shoulder and torso and all that kind of stuff. Then we get into the Death of Superman, which was the Man of Steel. This is issue number 18, and this, I think, if memory serves me right, was the first full appearance of Doomsday. So this was actually a pretty collectible book back in the day. Then kind of a fake me out book. When I saw it on the pictures, I thought this was the one-shot Submariner, but it's actually a reprint. Tales to Astonish, number 1. But once again, a cool book to have. I should have known when I saw the UPC. Again, I wasn't thinking. This is issue 89. Submariner and Hulk in Tales to Astonish. I don't know if it's, I think it is missing a corner, unfortunately. Issue 95, and my favorite cover of them all, 98, which is a, again, a blue. Reminds me sort of that Avengers cover with the Vision on it, that same kind of tint of blue. They probably used the same process to get the results. And then in a Tales to Astonish with the Hulk, number 101. Nice books, nice old Silver Age books. So glad to have it in the collection. And then a Thor number 300. I believe, if memory serves me right, Odin dies in this. I know something happened. I did have it written down, but I think memory serving me right, Odin dies in this. So that was a prominent book for that. Then we have some Toxic Avengers, number 2. And number 1, a little out of order. Then we have a What If, cool book, 19. What if Spider-Man had never become a crime fighter? And I think, this was like I was talking about the first video. What if Uncle Ben never got shot? He would have probably, this is kind of what would have happened there. He would have stayed a entertainer or whatever. One thing that did catch me, and I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, doesn't that look like the Infinity Gauntlet stones? And I don't think it means anything. I think it just simply means, I might be wrong, but I just think it's supposed to be like the show lights. Then, What If, number 23. What if the Hulk became a barbarian? And I would think this kind of teases the Planet Hulk thing, so I don't know if it ever gained prominence for that, but that's certainly what it reminds me of, is Planet Hulk. What if Spider-Man had saved Gwen Stacy? Cool issue. I've often wondered that myself. What if Captain America had been elected president? Number 26. Then we get into Web of Spider-Man. Spider-Man number 76. Now we have a nice book. Unfortunately, a day late, dollar short. First issue number 6. First Apocalypse. And again, sadly, this book back in the day got super, super, super hot just before the movie, and then unfortunately the movie wasn't all that, so it sort of cooled off a little bit. Now it's kind of hovering. So sadly, like I said, dollar short, day late, but if you look at, this was a $7.50 book, which means it was one of those that just sat there in a collection, really didn't do anything, and then all of a sudden the movie came out. So do keep an eye on your books if there's characters or situations or whatever that movies are going to highlight. Those books, as you know, often jump through the roof. New Team of X Factor, number 71. Good book. This one may do well too because of the re-release of New Mutants and all that kind of stuff. X-Men and New Teen Titans, DC and Marvel. I don't know if they still do it, but I know they used to get together every year and do something like this. Let me close this. And X-Men and Avengers #2. X-Men Classic #42. And Christmas special, basically a takeoff of the X-Men, #10. And a special edition #1. I don't know exactly what this was. It probably was some kind of a giveaway, or came with a bonus book or something like that as well. Then we have one of the reasons I bought the collection, which is the X-Men books. Issue 82, which is a nice 20-center. And here we go into the Phoenix stories. Issue 124, 125, 126, 128, and the White Queen second appearance, 131. 132, 133, and Jean Grey dies in this issue, I believe, or this is where she gets resurrected, 134, and this is where she starts raising havoc, 135, and then the aftermath, 136, 137. Phoenix Must Die. And this is a very iconic cover, 138, which is where Cyclops quits. The team can't handle it. Then 139, and all those X-Men books are in really good shape, by the way. 140, 142 with Sentinel on the cover. 145, Doctor Doom. And one of my favorite covers, 191 with the Vision doing as he does, taking out Cyclops, where he puts his hand, he kind of makes him transparent, puts his hand in, and then makes everything back to normal. 278 of X-Men, and then we get into Venom. This is the second run, I believe. This is issue #1. Again, one of the foil cover gimmick things, didn't really do too much. Exo Man of War 0, and the cool thing about this is look for the color of this thing. There's some white that are valuable, but then there's supposed to be some tan ones, and the tan ones supposedly were supposed to be error issues and very valuable. It turns out there's a lot of them though, so don't be fooled by that. And last but not least, we've got some rock and roll comics. This guy was into Guns N' Roses, so we've got 3 Guns N' Roses books. Sorry about that. Good catch, though. And one book to the right collector, though, probably is going to do real well, which is Insane Clown Posse. The fam drinking their Faygo. And that is it, guys. As far as the collection goes, the person wanted 500 was what it was listed, but I went and looked and saw some of the books weren't in that great a shape, so we did a little negotiation and we ended up paying $2 a book, so it was $400, which to me seemed like, I was comfortable with it. I didn't want to rip the person off, so we ended up with $400. I feel I won't have a problem making the money back, especially on the X books, or they do fill. I didn't buy it just to make money. I fill some holes in my collection and stuff like that. But there are some dupes that I have of like the X books and whatnot. So that's it, guys. That was my big out hit, my big collection that I just picked up. Do keep an eye. Once again, like I said, I'm heading to a con this weekend. I will try to document it. I'm not going to live stream, but I certainly will see if I can notate what goes on and all that kind of stuff and report back to you guys. So it's Gino Benino. Thank you once again, guys. Happy hunting, and make sure and give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you later. I am out of here. Bye-bye.